Hey sneaker friends. Due to a bunch of recommendations in the comments, we're going to take a look at Adidas's 2018 Pro Bounce. Now, I was really surprised when I got this shoe. I thought it was going to be a little bit more outrageous and kind of big and bulbous, but once I tried it on, it's actually quite minimal and fits really well. I ordered the shoe off of Adidas's website. It was $120. I did order a men's size 6. I do feel like it fits true to size. Now, the interesting thing in Adidas basketball shoe sizing, they offer a men's size 4 all the way up to the large men's sizes. So I don't have to go down to big kids or into the women's section to look at basketball shoes. I just order my men's size. If we have a look at the outsole, you're going to notice a lot of rubber coverage. Everywhere where you see white is basically rubber. Now, there's a lug height of about 1.5 millimeters, and the web, I believe, is about 2 to 2.5 millimeters. But because of the design of this outsole, with all of the traction all over the place and the lugs, it's really hard to differentiate web from actual lug without ripping the rubber off the shoe. The hardness is about 65 hardness. Now, we're still kind of establishing what hardness is used in a basketball floor, so I can't really say if that's hard or soft. That's a little softer than some of the running shoes, but it's also harder than other products I've seen. Now, you're going to notice the circular traction design on this shoe. That's a different kind of design than you see in a running shoe, and that's because on the basketball court, you're stepping side to side. You're stepping really in all directions. Basketball is a lateral sport, so you're going a lot from left to right instead of just moving forward. In running, the traction usually points towards the back because every step you take is usually moving forward in a forward direction. In basketball, they have to be prepared to move in any direction, so the traction pattern has to be different. That's why you'll notice this interesting circular pattern. That's so you get traction in all directions. Now, this midsole is the Pro Bounce foam. It's a 35 hardness. It does feel quite soft underfoot. I thought this was very comfortable and nice cushioning system. You will notice that there is a midfoot plate in this shoe. The gray area is the plate. Now, some people might call that a shank plate or a midfoot plate, but that's in order to give the shoe lateral and medial torsion stability. So if you twist a shoe from heel to toe is one way to feel how much torsional stability is in the shoe. So imagine if you're up on your toe and you pitch your heel out, that plate is stopping you from basically loosely rotating. It's controlling the rate and the speed at which you rotate. And it's also protecting you a bit. This shank plate is injection. It's about a 91 hardness. I can't measure too much higher on my hardness gauge, so I'm not sure exactly if that's the right measurement, but it is very stiff, as you will notice most shank plates are. A lot of times they're made out of carbon fiber or high strength TPU or variety of different stiff materials. Now, the upper of the shoe is a textile. It looks a bit like a knit and a bit like a woven. It is very interesting. Does have this embroidery going over top of it to create support in various areas. It is fully lined. I do feel like it fits very snug. It's not too tight, but it is a tight fit. It does have your full heel collar foam. The tongue is a bit quilted to provide some cushioning. So all they did was literally, with the foam that's in there, they kind of squish it up and they put a stitch in there so they hold it and it has a little bit of loft to it. Now, that's an interesting and easy way to get a bit more comfort in an area of a shoe where maybe you don't want to add a lot of weight or a lot of foam. The lacing system is pretty standard. There's eye loops coming out of the throat, and also you have an oval lace in the shoe. Definitely going to double knot this. Pretty standard in basketball to double knot the laces either way so they don't come undone. The sock liner is glued down in just the forefoot. The heel is quite easy to pull out. It's a pretty standard Adidas sock liner. There's nothing too fancy about it. It's almost identical to the ones I find in their running shoes, in the Boost shoes, and the Parley shoes. The sock liner is about 4.5 millimeters thick, providing you just a little bit extra cushioning on top of that Strobel. Now, the Strobel is foam-based. It's 2 to 3 millimeters thick. There are no holes in it, and it does feel like it is glued down. It's pretty typical that a basketball shoe will have a glued down Strobel just because you don't want any extra in-shoe sliding whatsoever. When I weighed these shoes, interestingly enough, the right came in at 333 grams. Well, the left also came in at 333 grams. There was zero difference between the two shoes. Now, if you've watched my videos, you know that that is actually rare. So the quality and processes on these shoes must be dialed down pretty great. A total weight is 666 grams. Overall, that's not too bad of a weight for a men's size 6 basketball shoe. Well, that pretty much covers it for the Adidas Pro Bounce 2018. I really like this shoe. I think it's actually quite great for the price, $120. It might be my favorite basketball shoe right now. Simple upper, good cushioning, minimal. It's not a lot of extra on your foot, and the weight's not too high either. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. See ya.